The barkeeper was talking about an exhibition in Paris. But where could... Come on, Stobart, use your brain. The only museum that comes to mind is the Muse Kroon, but there are two problems. First, it's been a long time and I don't know if I can find it. Second, Andre. I guess I don't have a choice. Excuse me.
Me? Oh, it's you. Didn't I tell you you would come back?
Yes, you sure did. I must be going now. Maybe we'll see each other again.
Yes, we will. Certainly.
Oh no, that sounds familiar. Great, I'm lost. Wow, a piece of a broken dental brace. Someone must have used it to break out somewhere. It's bent like a lockpick. Or maybe someone just lost it. The same thing happened to me when I was 12. I lost mine betting on my favorite basketball team. Hi, could you help me?
That depends on your question. What's your name?
My name is George Stobart. Stobart, two B's and two T's. What's your name?
Nice to meet you, George. My name is Dr. Blackter. How can I help you?
I don't mean to be rude, but why are you bound hand and foot?
I can hardly answer that question, George.
Why is that? You must have done something or you wouldn't be in chains, would you?
Well, in my eyes, what I did wasn't wrong at all, George. Only in the eyes of the people that saw me do it. To me, what's important is not what I've done or not done, but why you're asking me about it. In today's society, it seems almost commonplace to put people in chains who haven't done anything wrong. Consequently, I assume it's nothing unusual to be in chains anymore. Which leads me to the question, why are you still walking free? Isn't that an irrefutable sign that we're living in an Orwellian society, George?
Wow, I've never seen it from that perspective. Putting that guy in chains makes sense to me now. I'm looking for the Museum Kroon. I should know where to find it, but I got lost somehow.
I can't tell you the way, but I'd like to know something from you. Or rather about you in exchange.
Listen, I'm not really feeling like Q&A games right now.
Quid pro quo, George. You tell me something, I tell you something.
If it's absolutely necessary.
Do you have a girlfriend, George?
Hey, that's kind of personal.
Do you want to know the way or not, George? I'm sure that none of the people you'll meet here will be as cooperative as me.
Okay, I have a girlfriend.
Well done. First, walk down this street until you reach a corner shop. What's your girlfriend's name, George?
Why should I tell you that?
Quid pro quo, George.
You've got some nerve. Her name is... Her name is Nico.
Well done, George. Well done. After that corner shop, you turn left to face Notre Dame, then walk straight on. Do you have dreams, George?
But,
Quid pro.
okay. I dream about my girlfriend being abducted and I can't do anything about it. That's terrible sometimes. I can't believe what I've just told this madman.
Take the first turn right and you'll find the museum. Do you hear your girlfriend scream in your dreams, George? Do you hear her scream? Take good care of your girlfriend, George.
Museum Kroon, closed for refurbishing. Damn it, wait, maybe there's another museum.
I can't remember what the French call the Baphomet idol. Was it Marseille?
I don't think so. I think it was something with an S.
If only someone could help us.
Pardon me? Excuse me. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Excuse me.
If I can get you anything, just call me. Oui?
Okay, thank you. Excuse me. It says that Montfaucon is collecting donations for the Third World next Saturday. The priest invites the congregation to come and listen to the choir sing. That's it. Why didn't I remember the priest sooner? He knew about the Templars when I first came to Paris. Maybe he can help. Pardon me.
Yes, what can I do for you?
This church is just as splendid as I remember.
Yes, it is. And that is thanks to the people of the parish.
who have given large donations not only to support the poor souls in the third world, but also for the restoration of this church. Are you coming to this service next Saturday?
I can't promise anything, but I'll try to be there.
I'd be so grateful.
Can you tell me what the idol of Baphomet used to be called?
Baphomet?
No, I mean in French.
Oh well, let me think. I can't remember, but I remember seeing the name somewhere here in this church.
Okay, I'll take a look around. Thanks anyway.
Oh, you are very welcome.
Have you seen Nicole Collard lately? She's my girlfriend. Black hair, smartly dressed. I'm looking for her.
Every day scores of people enter these walls. I find it hard to remember all their names and faces. But I am sure you will find her. God will be with you.
Do you remember me?
Oh, you're the man whose chalice I cleaned.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's alright. I enjoyed doing it.
Really? That's a relief. As I take a closer look, I see it. The writing Baphomet below the illustration of Jesus can easily be made out. But there's something written underneath it, much smaller. No, it's pointless. I can't read it. A magnifying glass. It probably belongs to one of the tourists.
What can I do for you, monsieur?
Do you have ice cream?
No, I'm sorry, but we do not have any ice cream. But we do have quite cheap ice lollies.
Okay. I'd like a piece of cake.
Oh, excusez-moi. Our patisserie couldn't deliver any cakes this week.
I'll have a coffee. Black coffee, please.
Anything else? Here we are, sir. A black coffee.
I'd like to pay, please.
That is 16 euros 80.
What? That's a ripoff. Okay. I don't have a choice, do I? The magnifying glass the tourists have lost. Hey, despite the drop, it's almost undamaged. A magnifying glass. I can see the small writing through the magnifying glass. It reads Sue. That's it. Hello? Sue?
That's it.
Yes, that's it.
Thank you very much.
No, not at all. Maybe you can help me in exchange.
Okay, what's the problem?
Can you tell me where I can find a museum that houses objects from the age of the Templars?
Let me think. How about the Museum Natres near the Montfaucon?
Thanks, you've been a great help. Have you heard about the explosion a few years back?
What?
The explosion! Broken glass all around, me in the middle.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Boom, and everything was broken. Luckily, I was able to save myself by diving out of the way like a cat.
Well, that's really exciting.
Yeah, it was, kind of. Can you tell me something about...
Be quiet out there.
Come back later.
But I can't go in without a ticket.
That's not our problem. We're watching the match.
You won't just let me in there, will you?
I can't. There's restoration work going on in there. The exhibits will be available in about 2 months.
Nice weather. Perfect for playing football. Outside.
I can't take it any longer, sir. Could you stop talking about football, please?
I can't wait for 2 months. Can't you make a little exception? I need some information I can probably get in this room.
I'm sorry, sir, but I can't let you go in there.
Have you seen a good-looking black-haired woman?
Evans, no, I'm happily married. Well, most of the time.
She's my girlfriend. I'm looking for her.
Sorry, I haven't seen her.
Have you ever heard of the Templars?
You mean the Knights Templar? Yes, there are some artifacts just behind this door.
Do you know what it is?
No, monsieur, I'm not really interested in those things. My fields are football and, well, my wife.
I hear that Museum Kroon is completely closed for restoration.
That's true. The city is investing a lot of money in the restoration of the local museums. You're lucky the museum hasn't been closed as well.
Aren't you interested in the match? Your colleagues in the ticket booth are watching the match between France and Germany. Don't you want to see that match?
You're right, of course. I'd love to see the match, but I'm not allowed to leave my post here. That's why I'd be much obliged if you could stop talking about it. It makes me sad.
Your colleagues are watching the game in the ticket booth, and you're here. Don't you think it's a little unfair that you have to work?
Well, what can I say? I tried to take the day off, but my colleagues were faster than me.
That doesn't...
The game is just in an exciting phase. Leave us alone. The game is just in an...
There are two cashiers staring at a TV set. I don't have any money left. I'll have to sneak in. I've tried it the nice and friendly way. Now it's time for a dastardly piece of cunning. Oh my god, a penalty for the French team! What a brutal foul on Zidane!
I must see that game. Could you take over my post for a minute while I go and watch the penalty?
Sure, pleasure.
Thank you so much, sir. Don't let anyone in. I'll be back in a minute.
To my disappointment, I realize that it's not the latest issue of FHM. It's some kind of science magazine. Main subject, bone findings in Israel. Sounds interesting. It's not an FHM, but you must always educate yourself with new things. This says that the parchment is one of the last documents written by Jacques de Molay. Shortly before he was burnt at the stake, he is said to have told one of his servant boys, Geoffrey de Charnay, the secret of a lost seal that was said to be more powerful than 1,000 gods. Wow, 1,000 gods, huh? Not just one, but 1,000. It says, Molay instructed Charnay to look for the seal, but before he could find it, he met the same fate as his master. Charnay was burnt alive by the French Inquisition. Although managed to hide the parchment from his enemies, the seal has remained lost to this day. The only trace that the parchment gives leads to is Portugal Tomar, a provincial small town northeast of Lisbon. The Templars' last European stronghold in the 14th century. When Tomar fell and the order was destroyed, the seal disappeared in the confusion of the war. But it is assumed that the seal is still hidden somewhere in the area. The sandy and rocky hills of Tomar are an attractive destination for archaeologists, tourists, and adventurous treasure seekers. That must be it. Tomar!
Pardon?
Nothing. It's alright. Stobart, you are fantastic. First, you got rid of the Watchmen, and now you even know your next destination, Portugal. This says that the parchment... Behind a thick glass pane, I can see an old piece of parchment. But what does it say?